Hey, you guys like Metroidvanias? You guys like bloody Metroidvanias?
PAX West 2022 Team Choice Award recipient, Cookie Cutter.
There it is.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, no, Cookie Cutter. Yeah, I saw this at PAX. Rogue had a huge booth at PAX that year, and it was I gave two games the Team Choice where I gave this and um, Dustin Neon.
Yeah.
Sprawl was there too, which I know
Oh yeah.
Zach got the review code for. Yeah, a few the Benedict Fox game, which I know, which I know Stefan was a big
Evan
fan
was
of.
so excited for that, and then he played it.
Then he played it. I told him, I said, "Listen, man, I played it at PAX. It's not good. It's not."
But Cookie Cutter looks good.
But Cookie Cutter, however, is fantastic.
Yeah. Oh, sweet. I
Metroidvania.
love to hear it.
Yeah, it's not without its faults, that's for sure. But that's not. It is a true blue Metroidvania. Like it is not doing much with the genre of gameplay wise. It is going through the pausing, looking at your map, seeing where you've been, seeing where you haven't been, seeing which direction you need to go, advancing, earning new skills that let you advance your thing. And it's all just painted with this punk aesthetic. You are a robot basically, so like there's it's a universe with where sort of robots became sort of tools basically.
Okay.
But they're military things kind of thing. But a scientist developed the main character and Cherry, and they eventually, like, she has big plans, but they eventually fall in love. And so they just sort of become a married couple. There's the scientist that created you. Yeah, and it ends in tragedy, as you see here. He absolutely destroys, kidnaps the scientist to like finish her work, and Candy kind of gets rebuilt, or Cherry gets rebuilt, and kind of remembers but doesn't remember everything. And just, you're going through Metroidvania stuff. It is gory. It has like glory kills from like Doom.
Oh, sweet.
Like
so there's glory kills in there. Tell me a little bit. It looks like there's even like some of the same type of exploration in the hidden walls.
Yeah, there's hidden walls. You go, and like things are destructible everywhere, and sometimes you'll find walls that you can destroy that have secrets hidden in them, which is usually just currency that you can use to upgrade skill sets and stuff, and use them to, like, enhance the weapons that you've got and stuff. And you get all kinds of weapons, like the chainsaw. It will always be my favorite. It's got some good glory kills going on for it.
So it very much Metroid style, Metroidvania.
Yeah.
How does it control? Like the animation looks really cool, but
everything. It feels a little light, to be perfectly honest. It's a little floaty, but but you kind of pick it up real quick. This will come into one of my first complaints about that in terms of gameplay, and it is not just me; it is a thing. And if you go to like their Twitter feed, they'll say, "Well, just get good," kind of thing. But it has a parry. So it's the left bumper, and that's a parry, and the window for the parry is like, we're talking like Street Fighter Alpha 3 kind of shit with it. It is so precise. And it's not like how you would read it in any other game is not how you read it here. You need to like they blink blue and then attack, and you have to do it after the blink, which like instead of when the blink is happening, and it's just incredibly difficult. Like, but it's also super OP. So like you're not supposed to master it. It's like you have to be a superb like speed run bullshit game master to sort of be able to master it. So like I get that, but it also
there to overpower your enemy. Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah. So it makes
I love how. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, so it makes it a little tricky because you want to just get into the fray of things and be able to parry and just like beat the shit out, because it's not like Metroid or even Castlevania where it's really close combat for the most part. It's a lot of fists, punching, kicking. You'd see like downward.
That's cool. So more melee.
It's more melee focused with like weapons. It's like, you get chainsaws and swords and stuff, but like there is a bullet thing that you can use. But like, okay, I want to go back for. I'm gonna tell you when to hit pause. Just hover over pause right here. Oh well, almost pause. Just when you can see a screen with the HUD. Not there. Right there. Right there. Yeah. So, okay, if you look at the upper left hand of the screen, you got your the pink bar is your HP. The white bar is your energy. That little the main thing is the big circle is your main weapon, or your main the one next to it.
Oh, this one right here.
That's sort of like not your main weapon, but it's like your power weapon.
Got it.
And like the little one is like your secondary weapon. And the numbers are like your currency that you've collected.
Okay.
So
seems simple enough.
Yeah. So that energy bar does two things. It's using your weapons. So every time you do the heavy attack, which is in this case, the green thing is a gauntlet that lets you throw like a huge punch.
Sure.
Or in another case, the little one, like early on in the game, you get like a void bullet, which is like a concentrated bullet that you can fire for certain enemies. And it uses energy. Also, the energy can be used to heal. So if you stop and push down, the energy goes down and your health goes up. So
that's kind of a neat thing.
It's a neat mechanic. You always kind of have health to play with, as long as you can like not get hit, because if you get hit, it gets interrupted and you're low on health or whatever. But you also sacrifice being able to use your powerful attacks. Which, it's a dangerous game to play, like especially when one thing that they like to do a lot is lock you into monster closets, where you will go into a room and then you'll get an alert, and then you just have to beat a few waves of enemies, like some of the like mid-level enemies of the area you're in. So like, and some enemies have different weaknesses than others too. So like some of them are like, yeah, you want to use the bullet on these guys, but you want to use the gauntlet on these guys, and you also like have to learn their attack patterns. So it's like I jump over these guys, but I slide under these guys. It's just like, and like I said, every enemy has their own. I love the guitar, man. It's so
I was gonna say that like a guitar, and
like
a cool punk rock aesthetic to this.
Yeah, everything about it, like motorcycle. It's got some goofy enemies. Every enemy has a glory kill, and it gets just like
love it.
Yeah, some of them are just like ripping their tongues out. Like you pick up these bugs and tear them in half. You see that guy, you like take a belt and cinch it up all the way up to his throat until his head explodes.
Then you have like that penis looking guy that
and it's absolutely okay. So it's hard to recommend this game for a lot of people because it is just jam packed with like dick jokes and lewd humor and just grossness in general. You don't see it here, but so like you have a robot companion that sort of talks to you and her name's Regina.
Okay.
And she very, 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 very clearly resembles what her name rhymes with.
Yeah.
And there's jokes just scattered everywhere that are just
We're not
pure
talking
filth.
West Virginia, by the way.
Yeah, they're just pure filth. There's like,
Virginia, yeah.
there's like I
Gotcha.
showed you earlier, and it's in this trailer somewhere.
I'm trying to
Like
find it.
you find
Yeah.
a brick wall, and you break it down, and you find the Chozo, which are the bird aliens
In the
from
Metroid
in
games,
the
yeah.
Metroid games, except it's a Chodo, and it's just this like it looks similar, but it's just
I'll
this.
let this play, and if we see it, we'll pause
It's
there.
just like a purple alien creature that's vaguely Chozo-like, except its head is a dick, like a short fat dick, hence Chodo.
Like
It has,
Chode.
yeah, it's a Chode.
So it took me a second to get it.
Yeah. It's
I think it's
funny.
coming.
This is very much my kind of
It looks like there's like a
humor.
little cast, there's actual cast that you interact with too, right?
Yeah, there's cast. There's like a main hub,
Okay.
and you're doing stuff with people. You meet other characters, and it's like the overarching storyline is you rescuing your scientist wife,
Sure.
while also regaining your memories of who you really are as a Denzels are what these robots are called. Um, but yeah, the boss battles are huge and over the top and make you kind of
Love it.
master your moves that you got. I love the character design of everything, like especially Cherry. Like this is a good character design.
Sweet.
It is not like tradition. It's like relative, like even they say like an unattractive like female lead in a game where she's just rocking a punk rock aesthetic. She's got those weird chunky legs. Look, there it is.
There it is.
There's
The
the
Choda.
Chodo.
And he's sitting on his in
No,
super inflated balls, by the way.
yeah, it's incredible. There's
It's a
at
really
one
cool
point
aesthetic.
there's a poster in the background at one point of Hollow Knight, but it's called Glands Knight.
Oh,
And
love
it
it.
just has it's Hollow Knight with a dick head, and its sword is a bloodied tampon.
Man, there's
It's
fantastic humor in writing in this.
it's
That's
just
so cool.
it's funny. If you go to the Twitter too, the humor
Yeah.
matches
Cool.
what it is in the game. I
It
love
really
Metroid. I love Metroidvanias, and my favorite non-Metroid or Castlevania Metroidvania, just because
Sure.
gameplay wise, it feels truer to what a Metroidvania is than a lot of other Metroidvanias are. And I love this I love this style of humor. Like I know it's not the type of humor that I bring to the table most of the time.
Sure.
Although I think if you're in the Discord, you can see it creep out once in a while. But like it is like you can make me laugh really hard with a nice, well-placed dick joke. And this is jam-packed full of just lewd, crude humor, and it's gory, which I absolutely like. I love gore when it's like goofy. That's why I like slasher flicks. That's why Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Streets are always so fun for me, because it's like I don't like torture porn. I just like it when it's just like, yeah, of course he got like he got like beat with a pillowcase. Of course, that's what happened. But
so the developers Subcult Joint, and the publishers Road Games. This is the kind of game. It's like it feels like, okay, you're gonna nail all the points of a good Metroidvania. There's good combat and stuff, but the animation feels like how they approach is what you really want to experience.
It's all hand drawn style.
That's cool.
It's when I mentioned what I would want out of an Indiana Jones game earlier. This is the kind of what gave me the.
Sweet.
Made me think that was like, this is what I like. This is the type of game I like. It's not like a pain in the ass, but it's difficult without being hard. Yeah.
Indiana Jones with Chodos.
Yeah, there we go. Those are the supernatural element of this game.
Nice. So there you go.
I'm going to come. I will say I did the parry thing. Another complaint I have that is just kind of a silly thing at the very okay, two things. Endgame gets unfair.
Okay.
Endgame is full of death pits everywhere, and it's kind of it's a little frustrating, but
sure.
like whatever, that's their intent. Like that they want it to be frustrating, and it's like I think you could have done it a different way, but whatever. Early on, you are kind of presented with a choice after you do your first little thing of going right or left. Like, oh, you got this key, so now that opens up the right hand side, so you can move on and look for this thing for me. And you're like, okay, which instinctually makes you go to the right. And you could do that, and you can do that. Like the game isn't impossible from this point, but going left is preferable because it's easier, and you get multiple upgrades. You get the double jump, and you get the bullets. It's how horny is it is asked in the chat there. Surprisingly not super horny. It's just filled with dicks and tits and stuff, but none of it's horny. It's just all punk rock aesthetic. It's just
it's like it feels like it's purposeful punk rock style.
It's there to just be there and be like make you go, what the fuck?
Yeah, I like that. I like
it's
that.
Not to titillate, it's to just like, why not? Tits are cool,
Sweet.
man.
Sweet.
Yeah. And that's,
awesome.
That's what it's there for. So you can kind of screw yourself a bit. You make the game much easier for yourself if you travel left, but it doesn't give you a hint. Like, because like the game is sort of directing you to go this path, but I don't know. It seems kind of weird to me. Like you know, because like you lock the other parts of the map away from you until later in the game. Like why give me agency at the beginning like this that can really kind of screw, because like getting a double jump and the void bullet really helps you in the long run, like early game stuff, and lets you traverse and kind of save yourself from bad jumps, because sometimes the platforming can be a little finicky. Like a weird overarching jump here that was like super easy may not work the same way later on, and you can't quite figure out what you did wrong, but for the most part though, the platforming's relatively solid. It's I mean, awesome. You could tell it may have been a little early. It was very buggy at first, but I'm doing this after they've patched it and stuff, and it's relatively solid now.
I think it's available on a lot of platforms too, right? Or is it just Steam?
I don't know. I'm playing it on Steam. Okay. They gave us a code for Steam. It's not on Switch. I know that.
Okay, so maybe it's only on Steam for the moment.
I think it's maybe PS5 and Steam.
Okay, all right.
Because but I know they were saying like people were asking, and there's like, can you just enjoy this game as it is right now? Well, let us get the Switch version later if we can. Like, can we just chill for a minute? We got the game out. So, great game. So
yeah,